Everyone, I'm just having a little drink of coffee to kick off the morning. But we're here at Animal Kingdom, which is fun. Flip this around and get this going. We're gonna head to Dinoland first and see what we can get up to over here. My plan is to kind of do a little walkthrough. You know, there are rides that I want to do here, but I don't know how good the service is going to be. Like Dinosaur right now, would love to do it, but I don't know how good the service will hold up for all of you. But I might try it because it's a 5-minute wait. Everything else is kind of in like a 20 to 25, I think. The things that I was going to do, like Navi River and Safari. So I thought, let's head over. But I have my Shaky Jamaica this morning, definitely a need. The last few nights I've been working so late. But we're gonna head over here. So I'm gonna be checking the chat in a second. I'm almost done my coffee. But Heidi's here as well, so she'll say hello. But hello to everyone who's just popping in here and joining us, and welcome to a morning here at Animal Kingdom. We're heading into Dino. McKenna's favorite place, who I see a comment here, is here, Dinoland. We love it. But we're gonna be heading over here this way, and we're gonna go check on Dinosaur, because I think that it is a low wait, and I would kind of love to do it, but I don't really know how the service will hold up. So with these lives, like I say, sometimes the service cuts out, and hopefully it'll come right back. But Dinosaur, I think, was 5 minutes. I'm just gonna put my coffee here for a second, but the vibes are good. Triceratops spin is going off. I'll welcome everyone who's coming in, and then we're gonna head over to Dinosaur. McKenna, welcome. Gage, Kim, Stacy, Courtney, everybody, welcome. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it so much. But let's go check out Dinosaur. Because like I said, I think it's a 5-minute wait when I last checked, which would be wonderful. I was gonna do Safari, but I think it might be, when I just checked before coming in, it was at 30. So we'll see if that's the case. We got 5 for Dino. All right, we're gonna go take a look here. You'll get over it. I love that, McKenna. We'll see what happens. Again, for all I know, the service might be fine, and it might cut in and out, but I kind of think I need a ride like Dinosaur to get me going in the morning, you know, really wake me up. I think that would be so fun. So again, if the service cuts out, I really apologize, but rest assured, you just stay in the live, hang out, and I will come back right away once the service is back and connected. Hello, good morning, thank you. So we'll see here. So I'm just gonna stay here. No, it's okay.
Hello there. Welcome to our little trans-dimensional joyride, folks. I'm Dr. Seeker, your friendly controller, and a heck of a paleontologist, if I do say so myself. But let's not talk about me. Let's talk about you, and how you can help me make history today with the Time Rover. It's like this. If I can bring you back from the Cretaceous period, it stands to reason that I can bring back a live dinosaur with you. And not just any dinosaur. Take a look at this guy. He's an iguanodon, and I'm certain that he is the key to understanding these magnificent creatures.
I tagged him with a locator during an unauthorized field trip. Otherwise, I'd be traveling with you. Right now, our dino should be about here, at the very end of the Cretaceous period. That's where you're going today.
I arrived, it seems, just in time to correct a little misstatement.
Dr. Marsh.
That is impossibly close to the giant asteroid impact that destroyed most life forms on Earth. Our tools are designed to take you to the early Cretaceous period, and I can assure you that all time rovers have been securely locked on those coordinates.
That's right. See?
Securely locked. Access denied.
Continue.
Of course. We were just talking about seatbelts. Plug them in, use them. It can get kind of choppy out there, so keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle at all times.
Flash photography? I wouldn't. It alters the homing signal, and that's not good. Oh, and one more thing. Those locked coordinates? We're in. Now, here's the drill. You follow the homing signal to the iguanodon. Then I'll enlarge the transport field, and boom! You're back with one additional passenger, extra large. And don't worry about that asteroid. You'll be in and out of there before it even breaks the atmosphere. Trust me. What could go wrong?
Hey, it's me again.
Remember, only you guys are going on this special mission, so don't tell anyone, okay?
Hello, just one. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Guarden todos los centímetros. Abróchense los cinturones y permanezcan sentados con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Vigilen a sus niños.
We're row 3 at the back. Maybe you can't hear me, but row 3 is so fun. Bumpy.
Time travelers, place all loose items in the pouch in front of you, fasten your seatbelt, and remain seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the time rover. And please watch
Here we
children.
go.
Atención, guarden todos los artículos sueltos, abróchense los cinturones y permanezcan sentados con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Vigilen a sus niños.
Thank you.
Time travel commencing in T-minus 10 seconds and counting.
This is Secret. Listen up. We've got to get in, grab the iguanodon, and
A complete stop.
All right, I don't know if we can hear me. That was a choice doing Dinosaur on a live stream, I'll tell you that. So I'm so sorry that it was cutting in and out. And I don't know what, if anything, that you saw. And if anybody is still here, thanks for waiting. But if not, hopefully you'll pop back in and join us. But I think that I'm back. It says that I'm back live again, which is good. So hopefully that's true. Anna and Elaine, it was pretty bumpy back there, if I have to say. I literally was lifting out of my seat, but it was nowhere near as bumpy as when we rode it together. Wow. Yeah, like Heidi said, that was for science. That was to show you that a live stream on Dinosaur does in fact not work. So it was just research purposes. So I apologize about that brief break for research purposes. But what we're gonna do now, we're gonna head around through Asia and probably head to Africa and try to get on Kilimanjaro Safari. I think that a safari in the morning would be wonderful. And it's really true. I did think one of us was coming up. Also, I wanted to mention this, that we're gonna head on over to the hottest place now. Just take a little peek. There it is. The dino photos. What a time. The hottest place on Disney property. And yeah, there is really nothing like a safari in the morning. That's where I should have went first, but I saw Dinosaur was so low, which it usually is, and I was like, Dinosaur would be so fun. But yeah, hopefully there's service out here. That's what's hard, to be honest, about live streaming, is that I never really know where there is good service and where there's bad service, if that makes any sense. I think that's, hello, how's it going? I never really know where there's good service, you know? So we'll see if the safari is. But Animal Kingdom, when I looked this morning before coming, didn't seem too busy. Of course, Flight of Passage was busy. And when I got here, or when I got up to take the bus this morning from Flamingo, the bus was at 8:20. At around 8 o'clock, it was at 90 minutes. So not too bad. I will be coming back here on Monday. My parents are coming to visit for a week, so I'm gonna do a Monday day at Animal Kingdom. They're doing like a 4-day ticket, so like a park a day. And our first day's Animal Kingdom, which is fun. So my dad has never done Flight of Passage, which will be so cool for him to experience that. And yeah, we'll get to do that, which was fun. I feel like you never really do Flight of Passage unless you rope drop or you come right before park close. So I'm excited to do it because it really is a fun and beautiful ride. And for someone's first time, I think that it's gonna be so fun to do. So we're just walking past the Nemo Theater and heading over by Asia and Everest. And you're right, 3 people can fit in there. I was gonna say comfortably, but that would be a lie. So we'll just say 3 people can fit in there. Oh, it takes me back to that. That is so hilarious. And yeah, Courtney, Dino Land, I hope it is for you too. I know that they haven't really announced anything yet on like the date, and we kind of all think it's like the inevitable is coming of the replacement, but who knows? Maybe they'll hold it up for the rest of the year. And then they'll close at the end of the year, who knows? Or it'll be like right after D23, but I think they gotta give a bit of notice, so we shall see. But probably as with all things, when they start to close, it's gonna be busy over there, and maybe they'll do some fun stuff. I was thinking, how fun would it be like one last time if who knows what they're doing, but Dr. Seeker and Dr. Marsh came and did a little like pre-show in person on the last day. How fun would that be? And I do never do Flight of Passage Heidi. You're right. I feel like it's one of those things, like I said, that you have to come early or you have to be willing to wait like an hour and a half to 2 hours. And I think it's hard to wait that sometimes when you're like working. But I do need to do it a few more times for sure before leaving, because it is so good. It's become one of my favorite things. Every time that I like go on it, it's just so amazing and so beautiful. So hopefully we'll get to do it more. But we're gonna head around, like I said, through Asia, over to Africa. I know the unsureness is not fun when it's like you don't know if it's gonna close. So hopefully for you, it's open. It would make me so happy if it was open for you. I also want to say the people who I rode Dinosaur with were saying, I of course was eavesdropping because I was the only one in the vehicle with them, that they had never been on it before, which is fun. So they were very afraid, and I kind of realized, I don't know if it's early and I'm tired, but that ride, and I said this last time that I rode it, it is just so intense. There's so much happening, but in all the best ways possible. Like, I love it so much. It's such a fun ride and it's so great, but there is just so much happening and it's so good. But I could see how if you're a child or you're afraid of dinosaurs or scary dark rides or you've never been on it, you would be kind of terrified. And yeah, Flight of Passage the other time that I rode it, it kind of made me emotional too. I was like, I get it. I get the hype, because Heidi, as we all know, if we've been around for a little while, loves it, and it's her, like, that for her is emotional and amazing. There's some vibes. Let's just come over here. See if we can spot any of our friends over here. I don't think I see any of them right now. The other day when I was here, one of them was just hanging out right up top up there. But we're gonna head this way and head to Africa and see about this wait time for safari. I feel good though. I had a shaky Jamaica this morning, which is the best way to start my day. And I'm off today, so I don't work, which is beautiful. So I get to do whatever. I really, though, later on today have to pack stuff because, like I said, my parents are coming tomorrow. And they're taking one of my suitcases home to Canada with them because I don't want to be bringing all my stuff to California. So I got to have most of it ready for them so that they can just take it with them. But and I got to pack stuff because I'm going to stay with them at Pot. So that'll be so fun. And good morning, Aaron. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Engage. It really is. I was saying this the other day too, that I feel so bad eavesdropping, but I just can't help it. And especially when you're like alone and you're just like in the park, you're not talking to anybody, so you become a part of people's conversations in your head, which is so funny. So I think that's just hilarious. But that's we also have over here, of course, the Feathered Friends in Flight, which there's some birds up there chilling, which is pretty cool right now. Shaky Jamaica was delicious, Aaron. As always, I literally cannot rave about it enough. There was a family behind me when I ordered it, and they wanted a coffee, and they were like, "This isn't the place that we were hoping it was." And they were like, "I think it might be Starbucks." And I said, "Oh, it's Joffrey's. Like, it's a Disney kind of their coffee while they're here at like a Disney World." And they said, "We saw online they have a coffee called like Jamaican Me Crazy. Do they have that here?" And I said, "Well, they have like a shaken Jamaican cold brew. Like, is that the thing?" And they said, "I guess so, but it usually comes in a bag." And I said, "Yeah, I think though, like they probably use that here for the cold brew maybe." And I'm not 100% sure. So then I ordered it and they said, "It looks good." And I said, "It is very good." So they all, they ordered it, the parents, which is fun. 12 days. Oh my goodness, for us, 12 days, Cali countdown is 12 days, and Aaron 12 days till their Disney World trip. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, Aaron, that I'm just missing you. How fun would that have been? And we really are. I think that Disneyland is just gonna be so amazing. I can't wait. And just California in general is gonna be so nice. But thanks to everyone who's joining. I know it was kind of early this morning, 9 o'clock. Eastern time is early, but I wanted to get in some live streams while I'm still here and before my family comes, because things are gonna get busy. Stacy's gonna be here in 3 weeks. How fun. And Jan, not a Starbucks fan, love Joffrey's. Jan, you're my girl, Jan. Joffrey's always. I never ever get Starbucks unless I have to, because Joffrey's is here, and Joffrey's is just so good for me, you know? I love it so much. I was gonna say also, how would we feel about, me and Heidi kind of talked about this, and we'll see if time permits, but how we'd feel about a California live stream at some point in Disneyland, I think would be pretty fun. So maybe that'll happen if you're interested. Now let's go see what this wait time is at Safari, because I can't check the app, so I don't really know what the actual wait time is. Because if it's really long, I think it might be, is that 4:30? I think we could wait a 30. 30 doesn't seem bad. Are we all good to wait 30 for a little morning safari? I'm with it if you're with it. Live stream in Cali so we can live vicariously through you. We were talking about it, and because we're there for a while, it'd be kind of fun to, like, you know, do a little live stream from California. And is it because of the ice charge? It really is. Starbucks, the other time that I had it here, charged me for ice water, because they said it was ice. It was like 70 cents or something, or 20 cents. I forget exactly what it was, but it was like under $1, and it was just for ice, which is hilarious. And Riley, I really am. All the animals, that's the hope. And hopefully you'll all get to see them as well. I think that'd be so fun. Jan's granddaughter, who is on the DCP now, came home for the weekend. She's still looking to meet you per my instruction. Well, I'm here for 2 more weeks, so hopefully I'll get to run into her somewhere. I'm always usually at Hollywood Studios when I'm working, and when I'm not working, I'm in a park somewhere, and the Instagram stories will let you know where I'm at. But like I said, 2 weeks, which is just crazy. And a California live stream I think would be fun, like I said. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the ice water. It was very interesting. I couldn't believe. I was like, oh, okay. We're now charging people. And we're so excited for Disneyland. It's gonna be so cool and so awesome and just so different than anything, I think, because it's gonna just be like all new things, all different things, which is gonna be so awesome. So we're really moving. I think we're kind of, I don't know that I've ever been down this queue. But maybe if anyone has any questions or fun things, we can do that while we're in the queue. A little, what's going on with everybody? How's life been? It's crazy for me that my program is almost over. This last, like, I was saying to Heidi, like a while ago when the program first started, that this program felt like it was going by slow. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, July is over and we're going to be in August. It just like really jumped, you know? But it's going to be so fun to be in California. I also saw Deadpool and Wolverine last night, so that was good. It's a lot of fun things before my family comes. I promise I will not swap seats in the truck. That's a little funny thing, because when me, Anna, and Elaine rode the Safari, they like honked their little horn like they're about to go, and people just started standing up and switching seats, and this gentleman in front of us almost fell over from the seats in front of us to behind us. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. And yes, no spoilers, I promise. I would never. I hate spoilers. So I would never spoil it for anyone. Time flies when you're having fun. It really does. You're so right. This queue is crazy long. That's so funny. I have because I'm like, have I ever been over here? No. It said 30. And I thought 30 is not that bad, because usually when things are 30, they're not 30. But this seems like even more than 30. And we'll see, because I've never been over here at all. Yeah, D23 is going to be kind of crazy. I feel like it's going to be so much going on and a lot to like take in, I think, for a first timer. And to be honest, there's not a lot of info online for what to do. Like, there's not a guide, and that's why I kind of think that probably when it's done, we're going to make a whole video on like how to do D23 and like our experience with it. But the vlogs, the hope of the vlogs of D23 is that they'll come out that night of the day. So for example, like Friday, the day for D23 will come out that Friday night, but it could be like late, but that's the hope and the plan. And for announcents, yeah, I think Dino Land for sure gonna get something. And then behind Big Thunder, maybe a little something else also. I think that like the most for sure is a Dino Land thing, and like a full-blown, like, this is what we're doing, this is what it looks like, here's some concept art of rides and stuff. I think that'll be for sure. I think that Big Thunder is very likely. And then I think something with Launch Bay at Hollywood Studios. We got to figure out that. Those are my three things. I have a long list of like things that I would do, which I think that we talked about a couple weeks ago on a podcast episode, but there's stuff that I for sure would do and that I would change. But it doesn't seem like that's the way that it's going. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And good morning, John. Thanks for being here. But yeah, that's kind of my hopes for D23. And we also are going to have lots going on because there's other panels. There's not just like the main big three panels. There's small things, little things, meet and greets, and a lot of different things that we can also do. So, that's funny. Yeah, I will say at least the queue's moving. I'm a bit though, like this seems very long. But hopefully worth it. Everybody loves a good morning safari. And it's very Animal Kingdom. If there was anything that I could take you all on for a live stream, it would for sure have to be this. You know? Safari is quintessential Animal Kingdom.
For your own safety, remaining your seats at all times and keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside of the vehicle. Our trucks do not stop very often, and the road can be quite rough and bumpy with heavy brush on both sides. This can
And there's so much potential in every park. I think there's lots of areas too that are unused that could be used, and I think that when you kind of do like a deep dive on it and you look around as like someone who comes to the parks often, you kind of know like what they could do because of what really isn't used. Like I said, Star Wars Launch Bay is the perfect example where it used to be a store, there used to be a theater that they use there, and right now it's really just a Star Wars museum and meet and greet space, which we can move those meet and greets somewhere else, and we can have the artifacts or the costumes and stuff somewhere as well. That's just my take on it, is I think that could be done. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, I think that Dino Land is the most likely. And everything else is probably just going to be extra. But we all know that the people down the street have lots going on, so we'll see. And John, that's so fun. Hopefully you have a great time at Animal Kingdom. It's so fun. The goal for the live stream today is kind of like an hour and a half-ish, just so everyone knows. So we're prepared. Haley does get very passionate. I think that we all do about certain things, but her epic rant on Communicore Hall is like legendary, because it's just, we all know that I think I got a little bit of beef with Epcot, but I just think that Communicore Hall, if you've never seen it, looks like it should just be at a university or a college campus. So we'll see if when a festival happens, if they add anything or change anything there, that's probably going to be better. But if not, and that's just a little seating space to do work from home, I don't know about that one. But yeah, that podcast was fun to do. And it's fun to, like, if you had your perfect world, what you would change, what you would add, and then compare it to like what actually is going to happen or what actually is going to come, you know? So I think that's very like unique and different of like, I would do this, but this is what's going to happen. And then you compare and be like, oh, and of course we all have our dreams and wishes. We all have our favorite movies that we want to see. But I think that hopefully at this expo, there's a lot of good stuff that we can be excited about. It really is a colossal waste of space is a really good way to put it. I think that at each park, there's a lot of spaces that can be used for a lot of things. Like, that's the glaring one to me is Launch Bay. Obviously, Dino Land is going to happen here, but Launch Bay at Studios is just an insane amount of space. And I've also never realized that, yeah, behind Big Thunder Mountain, there is a lot of space in comparison to, like, what you think. And Jan, we are not. I think that we're coming up kind of on where you go down a ramp a little bit. Yeah. So hopefully we're there. I'm not keeping track of my time tracker, but I guess because I'm hanging out with all of you, I don't feel like the queue is as long, but I think we're coming up here where we like merge off. Yeah, it really is like a university. That's so funny. It's very true, though. Aaron, you have a great time. Thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it so much. Have a good exercise. That's so good. Look at you moving your body. Get a little. There's the trucks. It's a good sign. Almost there. Leave a comment down below in the chat what animal you're most excited to see or hoping to see. If you had like your dream animal, what would you want to see on our safari today? Mine's the elephants. They're my fave.
Always remain seated during the safari.
And I love a good giraffe, which we usually see as well.
And keep your arms
Oh, now we're moving. We're cooking now.
inside the vehicle.
Ooh, lion. How magical would it be if a lion roared on our safari today? Oh, what a dream.
Securely store any personal items. If you are on a safari, don't forget to turn on the flash on the helmet.
Thank you.
Once again, have a wonderful safari. And as we say,
Left and right, use either side, just keep your entire party together.
Yeah, a lion roar would be incredible. Here we are. We made it. We're almost there. I'm so proud of all of you for waiting out the queue. So the consensus is lion roar. Okay, let's hope for it. The other time I rode, I forget if I was with Anna and Elaine or it was a different time, but I think they said that they heard like a lion roar in the distance, and we weren't there. We were like pretty far away, but they said that you could hear it for so like so many feet away or yards away. And they said that's what it was. So we'll see if maybe today we get one, a lion roaring. But I love, the giraffes, the elephants, and I love at the end the little goats on the table. I think that's hilarious. And Jan, I'm glad. That's the whole hope of these, is that we can hang out here. You can get a little bit of magic at home from your couch or your bed or your phone or your office, wherever you're watching. 5 miles. Look, Anna and Elaine always have the facts for me. Stacy, I have attempted the new multi-pass. I have everything booked for when my family's here. And we'll see how it is. It was very interesting for those that haven't used it or haven't seen. Genie Plus has switched to multi-pass now. And it's kind of the same as old Fast Pass where you can book like in advance 3 different things. Before it was like I think 60 days if you're staying on resort. Now it's 7 days, and it's like a tiered system. So there's rides that are in tier 1 and tier 2, or attractions, I guess. And you can book 1 in tier 1, and then 2 in tier 2, or 3 in tier 2, and none in tier 1. But a lot of parks have a lot in tier 1, so it's hard to kind of pick what you want to do. Like tier 1, I think we booked it at Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios is the 2 days that we're actually using it. And we booked Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, and Toy Story Mania. Those were the Hollywood Studios ones, but in tier 1, it was like Rock and Roller Coaster, Millennium Falcon, Mickey and Minnie's, Slinky Dog, and then Rise of the Resistance was like a paid option of like a single attraction. And then at Magic Kingdom we got Tiana's with the multi-pass, and then Haunted Mansion and Winnie the Pooh. And in like tier 1, I think it was like Space Mountain, Big Thunder, Mine Train was individual, Peter Pan, like there was a bunch. So we'll see how it is. I'm interested. I at first thought, because someone said online, that you can't book an additional tier 1 once you've used them, but really you can just book whatever's available. So you can book a second tier 1 if they're available once you use your first one. Yeah, old Fast Pass was obviously so good, like you said. Loved it. And Genie Plus, I think people didn't like, but I liked it. It was good, and it worked easy. I think we got a little bit of a hold up here. Something's happening. Yes, and then we also paid for the single purchase of Cosmic Rewind also, which is nice. So that my dad, because my dad is going to love it. He's never rode it. We're only at Epcot for the 1 day, so I knew he'd want to ride it twice, so we had to get the single Lightning Lane purchase. But we're really stuck here. I'm so sorry. Something's going on up ahead where none of the cars are moving. Ours is not moving. So we'll see what's happening. Maybe we'll get a little update or something. But hopefully also, before the program ends, my plan is to go live for a night at Hollywood Studios and we'll watch Fantasmic together or something like that. I think that would be fun. We're delayed. Oh, that's what I figured it was. There's animals blocking the path, so they're unable to keep driving. How many times do you think you've been on Cosmic Rewind during this program? Good question. I was keeping a tally and then kind of forgot, but I kind of tried to average that I've been here for about, I think the program is like 12 weeks-ish. And I've done it most weeks like 3 times a week. Other times, I'd say like 3 is like the average. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on what we're doing. So I would say quite a few times. You know, maybe like 20 something, low 20s. I've been quite a few times, which is fun. And the song that I've gotten the most, I think, has been Disco Inferno or Conga, surprisingly, which is fun. I also did get One Way or Another quite often. The 2 that I haven't really gotten as often is September and Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which was my favorite and least favorite, so I don't really know. I'm hoping that we'll get some good ones when my family's here, some good songs. But we're just hanging out here. I'm sorry for this little delay. There's some kind of animals blocking the path, and hopefully they're gonna head out. But thanks for hanging out. We're like so close. It's like you don't want to leave the queue because we're right here. You know? I also would love to know, has anyone went to see Deadpool and Wolverine? Are you planning to go see Deadpool and Wolverine? Are you in on it? Because as a Marvel person, and people have been down on Marvel, Deadpool and Wolverine is a 10 out of 10. It is perfect. Such a good movie. I can't wait to see it again. I just have to see it. And animals do rule the world today. I wonder what kind of animal it is. What's your guess? It could be like a giraffe blocking the road. It could be like a big rhino, maybe. Who knows? Because clearly it doesn't want to move. Maybe it's just laying down right in front of the road. If it's laying down, my guess is a giraffe or a rhino. That's what I think. But we'll see. Engage, you haven't seen it yet, but plan to. It's so great. I'm so glad you're going to go ahead and see it. Rachel, how many steps are average a day? That's a good question. I honestly think like maybe low 20s most days. I do have like longer legs, so I think I have less steps, but when I'm at work as well, depending on the location, I think I walk more or less. Like Tatooine Trader is probably the least amount of steps. Everything else is kind of a lot of steps, but yeah, kind of a lot. I will say I have an Apple Watch. My rings are always closed every time those rings are lighting up and closing. And if it's a squirrel gauge, that would be hilarious. So funny. But if we're thinking of the time tracker here, we've been here for a little while, so I apologize, but hopefully it's gonna get up and running. And if it is a squirrel, that poor squirrel should scurry across the road. And what's hilarious is I don't want to leave because the trek down here is so a lot. Hiking it down here. It's also a much cooler day today than it has been in the last few days. The last few days have been insanely warm, but it hasn't been as bad today, which I appreciate. And now that I say that, I'm just going to jinx it for myself, and it's going to be terrible and just so hot. But it's been nice, and I'm interested how it's going to be when my parents are here because I've just been hyping it up that it's so hot, which it is. But today seems pretty okay. Coming on with another message. Yeah, exactly, Heidi. It's gonna be like when you came and it wasn't warm, which I hope it's nice, but it is hard when you do a full park day and you're at the park and it's just insane and crazy. Like I'm glad that here it's pretty cool. Ooh, Riley says last time they rode it was an ostrich in the middle of the road. That's a good one. I know that we don't do that here, but maybe someone's gonna go out there and shoo it off, which is so funny, but that's not what they do. They leave it there till it moves. But we'll see what's going on. An ostrich is very funny. But there's a breeze. Like I said, this could be worse. What's like a horrible cue for the heat? Me, Anna, and Elaine were talking about the hottest places on Disney World when we did that photo booth, which is for sure on the list. But there was other places that are just so bad. Like the Big Thunder queue, horrendous. So hot. And this could be like that, but it's not today, which is lovely. There's a fan on me, there's a breeze. It's really great right now, which is nice. Slinky Dog Dash is one for sure. All right, we have some activity in front of us. One of the trucks is moving a little bit and then just stops. So we'll see if it actually heads out. But Slinky Dog is one of those that is so toasty. And what's hard about Slinky Dog, because I was gonna have my parents do Slinky Dog, but I didn't want to book it as our lightning lane, the like tier one, because my mom likes rock and roller coaster and my dad hasn't done it for a little while, so I thought that'd be a fun one. But maybe we'll get to do Slinky, but it's not likely. If you don't do it first thing in the morning or at the end of the night, it's kind of unlikely to do it. And I want to watch Phantasmic, so we'll see if it's doable. This summer's program compared to last year, pretty similar. Is it more fun because you knew what to expect? Yeah, this program, I think, has been different in a lot of ways, but the same in a lot of ways. I think that it's when you go back to your work location that you worked at, you know a lot of people, but then you don't know a lot of people because people are new. So all of the college program people that kind of started before me, like they all knew each other, so that was hard kind of coming into that dynamic, but I've gotten close with a lot of them and hang out with a lot of them at work and stuff, so that's fun, which is really nice. But it is fun, like knowing a lot of my coordinators and my leaders and stuff, and I feel very happy that like it's like my little family that I get to work with. And there's some coordinators who I just really, really love, and every time I see them, it just feels like you've known them for years, which is really nice. And all of the friends that I've made, like not at my work location, like all the people that you see in the vlogs all the time, literally are just the best people. I feel so lucky and blessed that the last 2 summers I've gotten to meet the most incredible people who I'll be friends with for a long time, and that's just like so special. There's nothing like it. I think that truly the best part about the program is making magic for people and meeting people that you'll be friends with forever. I think those are the 2 highlights of doing a Disney program. Is it's not like going to the parks, it's not all of those things. It truly is like being a part of people's Disney story and vacation, and then meeting amazing people like along the way, you know? The Tron queue is so hot. Also, hopefully that summed everything up very well. I don't know if it did, Rachel. But the Tron queue is so hot. Me and Heidi waited so long, and we're roasting out there. It was insane. And Keelan and Austin are here. Welcome, guys. Thanks for hanging out. It really can. I also rode Tron, it wasn't the other day, I don't even know when it was. And it was more fun than I had remembered. And it was at nighttime, it was very dark, and we came over the launch, and it was fun. I liked it. It was a fun time. Do you hope to come back to Disney to work in some capacity again? I love working for Disney. I would be thrilled and so happy to work for Disney again. I don't know how realistic it is to come work in the parks again, though, because of visa stuff, and you got to be on a program and those things. And I wish we could do, as international people, professional internships down here, but we're not able to as a Canadian person. I know some countries sometimes are able to, but we're not one of them. I've asked about that one. But I would love to work for Disney back home in Canada. There's opportunities there. I was looking at jobs while I was here, and there were some job postings, like entry-level kind of intern for a year. Hopefully this year for school, we have internships we have to do. Hopefully I'll get to do an internship, maybe, or go see Disney in some capacity, like in Toronto. I think that'd be fun, but I would love to work for them. I love working for them so much. They're just the best, and if that could work out for me, I would be so happy. It would be awesome. But what are we thinking? Should we wait here, friends, or should we head out? I know that once I head out, it's going to be up and running, but I don't want to keep you all just waiting here, standing in the same spot in a queue. So if we're all in favor of heading out, I will gladly head out, so we're not just waiting here. in hopes that the safari is going to open back up. Jan says wait. And right as Jan says wait, look at this. The trucks are moving. Jan, we're on the same wavelength. We'll see if they load us here now. We're loading. I appreciate all you waiting. I appreciate you all waiting with me. Thanks for hanging out and waiting in the queue. I'm sorry that I just babbled. I'm trying my best with this live thing in the parks. I'm so used to, like I said, the last few lives, sitting with my buddy Heidi there beside me and having guests on and hanging out and ranking things. But like going live in the parks is so different, especially when you're by yourself here in person. But I'm thankful that I have all of you on the other side with me hanging out. So sorry that I just was blabbering on and on about a lot of things, but I appreciate you all keeping me company and asking questions and chatting with me and all that stuff. And good things do come to those who wait. Everybody wanted me to wait, and look at that. And Jan knew it. If I left, it would start up again. You're an expert. You're a pro. Thanks, Gage. I appreciate that. Hello. Just one. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Hello, thank you.
Thank you again for supporting with Kilimanjaro.
Look at that.
When it comes to Safari, we go wide.
The very back. Also on the safari, I will keep quiet. We'll enjoy the safari, see some animals, so we can all just enjoy the safari.
Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safari. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Y cuide a sus niños. Gracias. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safari. Before you begin your trip, know that complete roads are not required by the
In Swahili, Karabuni, that means welcome. So, Karabuni to each and every one of you. Welcome on board.
All right, like I said, I'm just gonna chill back here and we'll enjoy the safari and we'll chat right after. Hopefully that sounds okay.
Asante Sana Warden. Referring back to Swahili, Asante Sana means thank you. Oh, good morning, everybody. Welcome on board the Simba 1. Thank you for your patience this morning. My name is Brad. I am your safari guide today here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. While on board the Simba 1, please remain seated, keeping the hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the Simba 1 at all times. Thank you so much, friends. I am curious, though. Go ahead and raise your hands if this is your first safari ever. Any first-time goers at this safari right here, right now? There's a healthy amount of us on board. And yes, friends, this will be a bumpy ride, so expect unexpected bumps. For all the first-time safari goers, Karabuni, welcome to this Harambe Wildlife Reserve. For the rest of you returning, welcome back. It's great to have you here again. Now, this Harambe Wildlife Reserve is approximately 110 acres large, made from 4 different regions. The first region, which we have just entered, this is the Little Atiri Forest. And this is where animals are pretty good at camouflaging, blending in with the world around them. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. We'll see who we can see while we're out here. Hopefully we have some good luck today out on the reserve. On the left, you'll see the beautiful black and white feathers of saddle-billed storks. They're standing low to the ground right now, but the saddle-billed stork can stand 5 feet tall, and they do have a wingspan that can stretch up to 9 feet, about the width of the bench that you're sitting on right now. And they take their names from a yellow patch on their bill. That yellow patch does kind of look like a saddle on horseback when you get a good observation. Now, there is an okapi on your right-hand side, way back by the fence behind the thick bamboo bundles. The opportunity for viewing is not good, but they are back there. You just barely see the white face of the okapi sticking off the right edge of that bamboo bundle now, starting to peek back behind the bamboo bundle. And that's pretty much a perfect description of animals here in the forest. Animals are in the forest very much in the habit or the nature of hiding from other objects or other living things around them. So the animals here in this forest, they love to put the barriers, the bushes, the trees and whatnot between themselves and us. And they oftentimes blend in wonderfully with these barriers. So the forest is by far and away the most quiet and shy region on the reserve. We're gonna get a good look at some forest antelopes though on your right-hand side, way behind the green bushes. Like I said, they put all the barriers between us and them. With the darker coat and the horns on their head, those are bongos. And with the lighter coats and no horns, those are greater kudus. Like I said, both the bongo and greater kudu are species of forest antelope. Now, a very small viewing opportunity, but it is there on your left-hand side, along that right wall. That's a black rhino that you can see. Kind of just looks like a big boulder himself. Black rhinos, they can weigh up to 3,000 pounds when fully grown. Despite this massive size, they could still charge up to 35 miles per hour. They're extremely strong runners for their size. Now we're gonna move on from the sleepy forest. We'll head into the second region of the reserve. Remember, there's 4 of them. The second region is the river. Here in the Safi River region, we find the animals that live along the rivers of Africa, of course. Animals like the pink-backed pelican on that central island to your right-hand side. They get their names from the pinkish colors you can barely see on their backs beneath their wings. And also the Nile hippopotamus on your right-hand side by those logs, likely to be on your left-hand side as well in this next river. Where hippos gather in one area, it's what we call a bloat. It's a rather smaller bloat that lives here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Some bloats along the Nile River, for example, could include up to 100 hippos. The Nile hippopotamus is very comfortable in the water. It's where they spend majority of their day. It's very good for their body temperature. In fact, hippos are so comfortable in the water that they'll fall asleep underwater. They'll come to the surface, grab the air they need, and then return back under the surface, all while staying asleep. It's just instinctive breathing for the Nile hippo, holding their breath for up to 8 minutes at a time. That is another hippo back there by the waterfall as well. Now, very easy to see on your left-hand side are Nile crocodiles. One of them giving us a great look at their jaws and their pearly whites towards the back wall there. Hello, friends. When a Nile crocodile, this goes for gators as well, when they keep their jaws open like that, which you've probably seen before, it's not a hunting strategy. They're not hoping that some animal happens to land in their mouth for an easy catch. Crocodiles and alligators, they're very cold-blooded. So they like to bask in the sunlight to warm their bodies up. The one part of their body that will get excessively warm compared to the rest of their body is their head and their brains, if you will. Their heads will overheat compared to the rest of their body, so they keep their jaws open to allow for more airflow near their head area to help keep their temperatures down while increasing their body temperature, if you will. Now again, as you We do thank you for your patience. As I'm sure you discovered in the line waiting for the Simba 1 to arrive, we're a little bit stop and go, a little bit slow out here on the reserve at this moment. But typically that's an okay thing. The more stop and go, the more traffic we have, that means the more activity we may have out here on the reserve. Now, majority of the activity takes place in the free roaming zone, the savanna. The forest antelopes, they could roam as much as they'd want in the forest, but they'll stay there in the forest. And of course the hippos and the crocodiles, they'll live there in the river. This savanna it's bigger than the other 3 regions combined. It's where we do spend majority of our safari and where majority of the animals live. So a lot of that free roaming ability does take place out here on the savanna, and this is where a lot of the traffic will come from. The savanna is also known as the grasslands of Africa. There are a lot of animals out and about this morning. On your right-hand side, tan coats, white bellies, very small, skinny legs. Those are springboks, beloved national animals of South Africa, known for prugging, the beautiful leaping motion they make when they move across the savanna, with the large horns on their head. In between the trees and the bushes, those are Ankole cattle, the finest grazers that live here on this reserve, very heavily domesticated by farmers for that grazing ability. The giraffes we see today, they're called Maasai giraffes. They are the tallest animals on land with an average height ranging from 18 to 20 feet. And the young zebra on your right, the newest individual of our savanna team, she's about a month old. Those are Hartmann's mountain zebras, easily identified based on their stripe pattern. Much further apart on their hind legs compared to the rest of their body. That's a unique stripe pattern for the Hartmann's mountain zebra. We do use a zebra's overall basic stripe pattern to distinguish from one species to the other. On your left, you might see, we will see African painted dogs. They seem to be sleeping, at least one of them right there on the grass. Some of the more efficient hunters on the savanna, African painted dogs are. Catching their food was sometimes a success rate of up to 90%. This is a credit to their high levels of endurance. When it comes to running, hunting, chasing, African painted dogs, they just don't experience fatigue the way their prey will. Looks like the rest of the pack is kind of back there, wedged between the cliffside and the bamboo bundles.
There's my painted dog. I get to look at a picture of one every day.
African painted dogs are members of the canid family. The canid family, distant relatives to the canine family. The canids and the canines have no relation whatsoever to hyenas. Hyenas are not canines or dogs. They never have been and never will be. Hyenas have their own family called the hyenidae. Those are sable antelopes on your left-hand side. They are the official emblems of this Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Sable antelopes, they will use those horns on their head against each other for blocking and charging, basic ramming purposes. And also for displays in courtship when they're attracting a mate. The young zebra, it's always good to have new life here at the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. She was born here at this reserve a month or so ago. And that's kind of the exact purpose. Of course, it's amazing and fun to look at the young newborn animals, but that's the exact purpose of a wildlife reserve, is to give a comfortable and safe place for these animals to live and rest and feed and make sure they feel comfortable enough to go ahead and reproduce themselves, which is, give them a chance to fight against their dwindling population numbers. So when we see a newborn zebra or newborn animals, it's kind of like a progress report from the animals telling us that we're doing a good job taking care of this place. If you have a wildlife reserve and you have no baby animals, there's something wrong on your reserve. The Maasai giraffe stands up to 18 feet tall, if not taller. A little bit of movement from the giraffe over your back left shoulder there. Now, along with standing up to 18 feet tall, the Maasai giraffe, of course, has a tongue, and their tongue can stretch up to 18 inches long, which will really help them reach those hard-to-get branches and leaves. There's the young one on your right. Little pop quiz. Black with white stripes or white with black stripes? What do you think?
Black with white stripes.
The answer is a zebra's nose. Whatever color the zebra's nose is the color of the zebra itself. In this case, black with white stripes, believe it or not, which is a little bit difficult to believe because the stripes cut off into their white belly, if you see, or I call it the stripes. The black is their actual color, not the white are the stripes. Oh no, I'm sorry, I'm confusing myself. There you go, that fact is so confusing. It truly is their nose color though. The color of the zebra's nose is the color of the zebra itself. They do have a solid black stripe right in the middle of their white bellies. I think that solid black stripe right down the middle of their bellies is their core skin color. On your left, that's an eland out there in the tall grass. They are the largest antelopes that live here on the reserve. They can weigh up to 2,000 pounds. On your right-hand side are wildebeest, known to lead the Great Migration across the African savanna, which is essentially a search for fresher grass to eat. The Great Migration can stretch up to 1,000 miles each year. Do forgive me, friends, we do have to keep on moving, keep up with the traffic ahead of us. A lot of us may simply recognize wildebeest from that very infamous scene in The Lion King. Well, that is about as active as the savannah can ever be. That was a lot going on out there. We're going to continue moving. We're only getting started here on the savannah. We're heading into elephant territory next. Tree on your right-hand side, still planted in the earth, just bulldozed over to the side. Yes, there is an elephant on your right-hand side, but really the tree. Who knocks over a tree and leaves it behind? However, takes the smaller branches and the leaves. An elephant does that. Humans don't do that. We cut the tree down. We take the whole thing for ourselves, especially the big branches and the trunk. But who just goes for the small branches and leaves? Elephants. They enjoy up to 300 pounds of vegetables every day. One of their favorite vegetables will be branches and leaves off of trees. So when an elephant bulldozes a tree to the ground, they've kind of just built themselves an all-you-can-eat buffet. Elephants, they are the largest animals on land. They can weigh up to 13,000 pounds, the African elephant specifically. And on average, the African elephant is larger than the Asian elephant. And rightfully so, the African elephants here at Harambe, they have more turf than any other species. So we're actually going to go deeper into elephant territory in just a moment here. We'll see if there's any other beautiful giants out and about with us today. That's a great look on the right-hand side though. Like the giraffes and zebras, there's a number of elephants who live here at Harambe. That we may see from elephants would be on your left-hand side for the next little bit. I don't see any movement right away, so we'll continue on. There's one of the elephants way to our left-hand side, maybe 100 meters to our left, if not further. left-hand side. These ones are not bulldozed to the ground, though. They're very much planted in the... I challenge an elephant to bulldoze one of these trees to the ground. They will fail. These are called baobab trees. Baobab trees are going to remain leafless in this fashion for most of the year, for about 10 or 11 months, which means the tree clearly doesn't care so much about feeding its leaves. It prioritizes storing water on the inner layers of the tree trunk to help it survive the warm African climate. Elephants understand the nature of the baobab tree, so during times of drought or scarce water sources, it's common for elephants to dig into baobab trees. I mean, you can see the wear and tear for yourself on the left-hand side. They'll dig past the outer crispy layers of tree bark till they get to the softer, more soaked in water inner layers of tree bark. Elephants will eat that tree bark right up, and it will save their life during these droughts. These baobab trees kind of serve as emergency reserves of water for elephants. And beyond that, the baobab tree, they're going to save generations and generations of elephants. They can live up to 1,000 years. They have earned the nicknames, the trees of life. On your left, by the way, at the very edge of the island there, that is a very young flamingo with the gray feathers. There's 3 of them here. They're about a month and a half old. A flamboyance is a gathering of flamingos in one area. These are greater flamingos. They reach their great size in about a year. However, it takes longer than that for their pink feathers to fully develop. And that's because it takes a while for the protein in their diet to turn their color over. We like to say that flamingos are literally the color of the food they eat. And their diet will consist of a lot of algae and a lot of shrimp. Some more elephants on your left-hand side. All that turf to our left-hand side, all the way back, even past that first tree line, it's all elephant territory. Like I said, they have a lot of space here at this reserve, which is a very good thing. This whole reserve, we only are exposed to about 75% of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve from our safari path. There's a whole quarter, approximately, to this reserve that you can't even see. It's just more space for the animals, which is a very, very good thing. Now, on your left, that's a great look right there. That is a crash, a gathering of rhinos in one area, a crash. These are white rhinos, and they can weigh up to 5,000 pounds when fully grown. A little bit larger than the black rhino, who weighs up to about 3,000 pounds when fully grown. Now, this goes for both the black and white rhino. They have large cone-shaped ears. Those ears will literally move left to right. As you can imagine, gives them a great sense of hearing, which is good. It helps make up for their not great sense of sight. That's a cheetah on her feet on your left-hand side, kind of walking behind the rocks right now. We're going to continue forward, though. We have another look up ahead. Fastest animals on land they are, again on your left-hand side. Top speed of about 60 miles per hour, or about 95 kilometers per hour. But the cheetah's top speed is a short sprint. It will not last long, and it is exhausting for cheetahs to run that fast. So cheetahs have to be very smart and very precise with their hunting decisions. They'll use their tails to help out with that precision in running. A cheetah's tail helps them maneuver left to right without having to slow down, very much like a rudder behind a boat in the water. Up ahead on your left, a kopje is an elevated land formation, typically made of rocks and hills. Think of a kopje here as like a naturally built castle for the savannah. Most suitable for castles, kings and queens. The king and queen of the savannah, lions. Now, lions are very inactive animals. They practice inactivity up to 20 hours a day. Most of a lion's inactivity will be pure sleep, so the look we're getting right now is a pretty cool look. Lions are much more active closer towards sunset. That's traditionally when they'll begin their stalking and hunting efforts for the day. But that right there, that's about right. That's a very accurate representation of a lion's daytime behavior. Lions awake from their sleep or just to maybe move position or find some more shade, just like that. But this will be the lions all day today. The stalking and hunting effort towards sunset is usually handled by the female lion, the lioness, who we see closest to us now. Male lions, they tend to stay back here at the copy, watch over the pride and any other members, watch over the copy and any other members of their pride, particularly the young cubs. There's a few. I do see an ostrich, a number of them on your right-hand side. They are the fastest two-legged animals on land. The ostrich could run up to 40 miles per hour, about 65 kilometers per, again, whichever one you use. But this is a flightless bird. We'll never see an ostrich fly, kind of like a penguin. They don't use their wings to help them fly through the air, of course, but rather use their wings to help them maneuver left to right while they run on the ground. Oh, there is one on the left-hand side. There's a warthog. Along the rocks, if you will, if you follow the line of rocks, when you get past that large boulder, there's one warthog standing right behind it. A little bit difficult to see, blends in wonderfully with the environment around them. We'll continue on forward though. We are going to head off of the savannah. We're going to head into the 4th region of this reserve, which is called Magotti's Glen, home to the Warden's Post. Now the Warden's Post, sometimes the rooftop of said post, is home to the cutest and silliest animals that live here on this reserve. On your left, Nigerian dwarf goats. Fully grown too, there's no bubbas here. An average height of about 2 feet when fully grown, give or take a few inches. Goats are very domesticated all over the world by humans, typically for their ability to create a rich dairy product. Responsible humans, they'll provide the goats with a reasonable and safe place to rest and feed, just like we see here. This kind of environment, it's going to make a happy goat. A happy goat is going to produce that high quality, rich dairy product, and that's going to make a happy human. Now, these win-win relationships between any two living creatures, whether a human is involved or not, these are called coexistence and symbiotic relationships. These kind of relationships, they exist everywhere here on Earth, and particularly within our wonderful animal kingdom. And a lot of these relationships, they do not involve human beings. We are not the only ones living here on Earth. Friends, as you can see on the left and right hand side, that just about does it for our time on this Harambe Wildlife Reserve. For those wilderness explorers on board, be sure to grab the safari badge on your way out. You have earned the safari badge for completing the safari on board the Symbol 1. And last but not least, here at Harambe, we do not like to say goodbye. It's too final and too sad. Instead, we like to say Kawaharini, which means to go well. Friends, Kawaharini to each and every one of you. Go well, go wild, go safely, and have a great day today here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Thank you very much, everybody. Watch those hands, arms, feet, and legs. The door's going to open on your right. Watch your step as you disembark. Again, my name is Brad. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Kawaharini.
All right.
The next one is over 5 Dinosaur, and then 12, 16. I'm going to see it.
And there you go. We chase them into the break.
All right, we made it out of there. It was so congested back there, so I apologize that I wasn't chatting. I was trying to swerve and maneuver around everywhere. Alrighty, we made it out. So, like I said, that was so fun. What a good safari. So many animals. Baby zebra, giraffes literally coming right up to the truck crossing the road, elephants, rhinos. We even saw like the lions stand up and walk. So awesome and so fun. We're gonna head over to the front of the park and we'll end our stream. I had a great morning here and I hope you all did too. I really love going live and hanging out with all of you. I really appreciate it so much. I'm off today, so like I said, I'm going to be hitting some other parks, maybe in the evening or the afternoon. And then I got to get some rest and pack for my family to come here, which is crazy that they're here tomorrow. I can't even believe it. It's going to be so fun. I'm so excited for the vlogs. I hope you all are as well. We're going to be doing lots with my family. They're all going to be separate vlogs. And to be honest, vlogs, I think, are going to be coming a bit quicker because the goal for vlogs on our channel is to be done all of the Disney college program stuff before D23 because the D23 stuff needs to come out. So all of the college program stuff, I'm hoping to get it all done. And the college program stuff being all of the week in the life vlogs, all the stuff with my parents, just everything that has to come with the college program. The hope is that all those vlogs are done so that we can get right into D23 and Disneyland stuff, which is so crazy. So hope that you're excited for those. Those are gonna be fun vlogs. It's gonna be so good. And my dad hasn't been since 2018. So a lot of this stuff is going to be new. So if you want to see a vlog where someone does things for the first time at Disney World, like my dad, and who loves Star Wars and is going to love Cosmic Rewind and just all those things, you're going to love the vlogs. And we're also on our studios day as a little surprise doing something fun for him. And I want to say, I don't think he's in here watching, but maybe he is, so I don't want to spoil it. But it's going to be so exciting and so much fun. So we're gonna just head over to the front of the park. But what a good safari. I thought that was such a good safari. So much happened on it. It was so fun and really great. I hope that you all enjoyed. Again, it was so bumpy, which I apologize. Obviously, we know the safari is bumpy, but it really was just so bumpy on there. But really good. Our driver was awesome. So many animals and just a really great time. But yeah, it's gonna be fun with them. They get here tomorrow, which is so crazy. I can't believe it. We're gonna walk over to the tree and I'm gonna give you that shot before I send you all off. Hopefully that's a perfect send off, is the beautiful tree of life. But we're gonna head over there. And I loved this morning. I had a great time with all of you here. It was so fun. It's always so fun and special to be going live here at the parks. And I hope that it brings you guys like a little bit of Disney magic at home and that you feel fulfilled for your morning and you're ready to take on the weekend after a safari and a choppy connection ride on Dinosaur. But the safari was the highlight. I had one hope. My hope for today was to get on the safari, and I'm glad that we could, and I'm glad that it was a good safari, because I feel like the safari is a very live stream friendly attraction. But I hope, like I said, that you had a fun time. I hope that you all have such a good weekend. We're gonna head over here, give a little Tree of Life action, which will just be perfect to start to end our day with a view here. Look at that. Beautiful. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end the live stream here. I appreciate you all so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. It truly was the best time. I can't wait to go live with all of you again, hopefully at Hollywood Studios as our final park that I haven't gone live at. That's the goal. So stay tuned, ring the bell so you don't miss it. Be sure to watch the vlog coming Monday of A Week in the Life on the college program and all of the vlogs to come before Disneyland. It's coming so soon, and I just want to say that I appreciate you all so much and I can't thank you enough. So have a great rest of your day and a great weekend, and we'll see you Monday with a brand new video. Remember, it's always sunny. Boom. Oh, whoops, missed.